Now on Nightside, as of tonight, staying in Spokane's public parks outside of business hours is a misdemeanor. Why some community members are calling the decision bigoted.
Preparing for another day of showers and thunderstorms in the first alert forecast, plus the return of 90-degree heat in the extended outlook.
And the families of the victims who were killed in the deadly shooting at the Gorge Amphitheater are sharing their stories for the first time. You're watching 4 News Now Nightside. Thanks for staying up with us. I'm Aaron Luna.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. New on Nightside, for the first time, the families of the Gorge shooting victims are sharing memories of the loved ones they lost.
Tim Pulliam has the story.
This is how the parents of Jocelyn Ruiz and Brandy Escamilla will remember their daughters. Personal video capturing the newly engaged couple solidifying their commitment 2 years ago on a boat in Canada.
It was a very beautiful moment.
Everybody should live their life the way they want to live their life.
Described as spontaneous, outgoing, and adventurous, Brandy and Jocelyn met more than a decade ago and had just moved to Seattle, according to their parents. This month, their love story taking a tragic turn. While attending a live music festival in Washington State, Brandy and Jocelyn were among 5 people shot at a camping area a few hundred yards from the concert venue. Jocelyn shot in the torso, her bride-to-be struck in the head, both fatally wounded.
I was in denial. I didn't want to accept it. In fact, I didn't even want to see the cops.
I'm mad. I'm angry. I don't care to name the person who did this.
Investigators identifying the suspect as active duty soldier James Kelly, the 26-year-old now facing a slew of charges, including first-degree murder and assault. Witnesses say Brandy and Jocelyn were killed trying to intervene in a domestic dispute between the suspect and another victim.
I don't see how any one of them would have continued to live life and to be happy as they were without each other.
The families raising thousands on GoFundMe to retrieve their daughter's items from Seattle, preparing to honor their legacy of love and death instead of matrimony.
If you just see them together, you'll see the love in their eyes, how they shine each other, and that's how I want to remember them.
Tonight, the Spokane City Council voted to make staying in public parks after hours a misdemeanor.
All neighborhood parks are now closed from 11 p.m. until 5 a.m., except for Riverfront Park, which is closed from midnight to 5 a.m. throughout the year. The Parks Department will put up signs reminding people of the park hours, and some park users say this new ruling will help keep the public safe and give the police more authority on their patrols. Spokane police say there are nearly 700 incidents reported after park hours.
Like a nice way to control just what's going on within the park, because I think that these days, I mean, you're seeing all these people that are getting killed, and I don't know, everybody's just getting worried about what's going on just when it comes to the safety of just the public in general.
Others, though, who were opposed say it's a decision that targets the homeless population, removing public spaces as options for them to take shelter. Both Spokane Police and Parks Department say this change is not about stopping people from enjoying public parks, but about making them safer places for everyone.
Well, what a difference a whole week makes.
That's right. Temperatures are certainly heating up. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker in the First Alert Weather Center.
We do have some warmer weather on the way, but first, another day very much like today in the forecast. Now, here's our time lapse looking to the southwest over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena and the courthouse this afternoon. We stay dry here at 4 News Now, but you can see the showers off in the distance, and we did have some thunderstorm activity down around Cheney and through the Columbia Basin. We will see those showers and thunderstorms around the region again tomorrow. Here's a look at our satellite and radar right now. We do have some light rain down on the Idaho and Washington Palouse as some precipitation rotates around an area of low pressure. Will keep the chance of light rain going mainly south of Spokane and Coeur d'Alene overnight tonight. That's the best chance to see the wet weather the first part of the day tomorrow, and then the thunderstorms expand across the region as we get into that late afternoon and early evening time period. Our high temperatures today were in the 80s around the area. 83 in Spokane, 84 degrees in Coeur d'Alene today. Did make it up into the 90s in Omak and 90 today in Moses Lake. Here's a look at your Tuesday planner. 83 for a high, 77 is our average high with partly cloudy skies throughout the day. And again, the best chance of showers and thunderstorms in the late afternoon and evening. I'll walk you through hour by hour with the computer model as well as tell you how hot it's going to get later this week. That's coming up in the 7-day forecast, Aaron.
Thank you, Chris. The state of Idaho will seek the death penalty for this man, Brian Kohberger. He's accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students last fall. The state wants justice for these 4 students, Kaylee Gonsalves, Madison Mogan, Ethan Chapin, and Xana Kernodle. 4 young college students murdered last fall in an off-campus home.
Today, Latah County Prosecutor Bill Thompson filed his notice of intent to seek the death penalty. He cites Idaho law that these murders were especially heinous, atrocious, or cruel, and showed utter disregard for human life. Idaho has executed 29 people since 1864 and only 3 people since the death penalty was reinstated in 1976. This announcement comes the day before a hearing that could put the entire case on pause.
The defense and prosecution are clashing over what materials can be handed over from the grand jury indictment, which indicted Kohberger on murder charges, information that the defense argues is crucial to have in order to fight off these charges. The defense will press Judge John Judge to force the state to disclose more information on critical pieces of evidence that linked Kohberger to the crime. The Kohberger's team is asking how investigators determined the white sedan outside the apartment to be a Hyundai Elantra and how extensively lab analysts tested DNA that was found near the crime scene belonging to 2 unidentified males. Kohberger's attorneys will also bring in 2 witnesses to poke holes in the accuracy of genealogy, which helped investigators find a link to the DNA left behind on a knife sheath and Kohberger. Those hearings begin tomorrow at 1:30. Scary moment at Hoop Fest. A woman drove her car through closed streets and past several basketball courts. This happened on Spokane Falls Boulevard in Stevens. 4 News Now anchor Derek Dice took this video and says police and Hoop Fest staff had to forcefully turn her car off. Spokane police tell us the woman was arrested for a DUI. No one was hurt.
Well, it is another Hoop Fest in the books, and so many great memories were made, but a lot of players are carrying slightly more painful reminders of this Hoop Fest weekend. Take a look at the injury board from MultiCare, the official medical care provider for Hoop Fest. It shows 1,185 people treated, almost 200 more than last year. Though the relatively mild weather meant heat-related injuries were down, there were still plenty of increases in Achilles, ACL, and other knee injuries, concussions, fractures, and strains and sprains. More than half of that total, though, was preventative care.
Maybe they should have tried stretching. Well, you're only as good as your best player, and for the Seattle Mariners, that would be outfielder Julio Rodriguez. And while you can't deny the kid's got so much talent and potential, it's been a bit of a down year for him. So far, his batting average and on-base percentage are both way down from their numbers in 2022. But Monday was maybe a bit of a slump buster. He went 3 for 4 with an RBI in the Mariners' win against the Washington Nationals. Now, the bad news is he only has 2 other hits this past week outside of that game, but you'll take him no matter how you can get him at this point, as we are quickly approaching the halfway mark of the season.
I feel like I just stay committed to my strength, and I was able to capitalize for the team, and that's what I try to do every night, and today it was definitely successful.
The nice RBI single by Julio. He's had that opportunity a lot of times this year, and it's been, maybe trying to do too much. And that at bat, he just stayed inside the ball, trying to hit the ball up the middle, and good things happen. So I'm excited about our situational hitting tonight, which has been a struggle for us all year.
Now, Julio and the Mariners will go for the series win and look to get back to 500 on the season Tuesday night. And while he might not be making the All-Star team this season, we're exactly just 2 weeks away from the game returning to the Emerald City for the first time since 2001. A lot has changed since then. Guys, send it back over to you.
Alex, thank you. Air traffic controllers are warning they don't have enough workers to meet the increasing demand. The National Air Traffic Controllers Association says there are 1,200 fewer certified controllers than 10 years ago. The union is calling on Congress to require the Federal Aviation Administration to hire 1,800 more. The Department of Transportation agrees. Last week, the DOT Inspector General issued a report warning the lack of controllers could pose a risk to operations. And that's what happened last summer when staffing issues at one facility in Florida triggered thousands of delayed flights. Lab-grown meat could hit the shelves soon. The science behind how it's made.
And why researchers say the number of teenagers treated for mental health issues has gone up. That's next on Nightside.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
4 News Now is brought to you by R&R RV.
Fully loaded, fully electric. The Audi Q4 e-tron. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
Pop the champagne, humanity. We've done it.
Celebrate your night with big winners, shocking thrills, and living legends.
You know, I've always thought of you as Dave Jr.
Oh, every hair on my body is standing up right now.
Jimmy Kimmel Live, weeknights on ABC.
Their price, $30,000. Your price, $20. Can you tell the difference? Even expert jewelers have a difficult time distinguishing the diamond Z4 CZ from mine diamonds because of their similarity. This exquisite ring features a flawless simulated diamond center stone of 2 3/4 carats surrounded by over 1 1/4 carats of round and tapered flawless baguettes. One jewelry industry professional marveled at their beauty and brilliance.
It's exceedingly rare to see such flawless stones.
He's right. Comparable solitaires made of diamonds can cost up to $30,000. Your price through this special invitation will be only $20. And for a limited time, you can also receive this beautiful band with 1.92 carats of diamond Z4s. Get both CZ rings totaling over an astounding 6 carats for $20. So call or click now.
Call 1-800-401-3098 to get your Diamond Z4. Call now or go to diamondz4.com. So call 1-800-401-3098. That's 1-800-401-3098. Call now.
Wildfires can strike at any time. 4 News Now Fire Watch coverage keeps you safe on TV and on the go to protect your family.
Be on alert. There are flames.
That's what we mean when we say expect more.
Yeah, buddy.
Own the elements. Quattro in the Audi Q5.
Let's go, buddy.
4 News Now is brought to you by Carl's Jr.
New on Nightside. A new protein option could soon hit the shelves, lab-grown chicken.
Yeah, they're calling it protein.
That's what I called it. I actually, I changed the script.
A protein option. I mean, I guess you're not wrong. It's
a protein option, like all the options that you get when you make your bowls.
You're like, yes, I'd like the lab-grown meat.
Stores.
Would you like chicken, shrimp, beef, lab-grown meat?
That's right.
Mystery flavor. The USDA has approved the production and the sale of cultivated meat in the U.S. Supporters say it's a step forward in creating cruelty-free food and improving the environment. Animal agriculture is responsible for a significant amount of greenhouse gas emissions, which contributes to climate change. The meat is made from animal cells and is grown in massive bioreactors.
We produce a lot of muscle tissue directly from a very small amount of cells, and then we feed it to other people.
Both the FDA and the USDA have said some lab meats, aka protein, are safe for human consumption. Experts say animal cells are prone to contamination and say it faces long-term production challenges. The exact pricing is still unclear, and no release date has been announced. There's someone eating something. But Good Meat, which is making it, said production started immediately after USDA approval.
All right.
Meaty. That's a meaty story, Chris.
That is a meaty story. Very interesting. Well, I have a lot of thoughts about that, but I'm going to talk about the weather instead. We have a chance of thunderstorms again tomorrow, mainly afternoon and evening. I'll show you the computer model in just a moment. It's going to be warm again tomorrow, but getting warmer. We're going to be dry by Thursday as high pressure builds in, and in the 90s and sunny right on through the weekend and beyond. Our high today, 83. 77 is our average high. Our records this time of year, though, are in the upper 90s and well into the triple digits. 8:52 our sunset time these days. Forecast radar starting off 7 o'clock tomorrow morning with that band of precipitation working its way in a counterclockwise rotation around an area of low pressure to our south. That's going to be moving through the Palouse, mainly, as I mentioned, south of I-90. By the afternoon, however, we start to see the showers and thunderstorms firing up and the potential for some convection around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene through the evening. And that dissipates. We may see a little bit of light rain overnight into Wednesday morning. Here's Wednesday at 7. Wednesday afternoon, we see those showers and thunderstorms popping up again, not quite as intense as tomorrow, and then we dry right on out for Thursday. Overnight lows tonight in the 50s, high temperatures tomorrow in the 80s and some 90s. You'll notice 70s for Pullman, St. Mary's, Kellogg, Lewiston, 87, with the additional clouds and showers a little bit cooler than you would be otherwise. Planning forecast. A chance of showers and thunderstorms again on Wednesday, and then it is sunny and hot for the weekend and beyond. Overnight lows in the 50s and 60s.
Meals on Wheels volunteers delivered more than just food to seniors early today. The organization kicked off its annual fan drive and is hoping to give out 600 fans this summer. The heat is really starting to pick up, as we just heard from Chris, and we have hotter days this week.
And not everyone in our community can crank up the AC when it's hot out, but there are resources available to people who are looking to escape the heat. Meals on Wheels says 250 of its seniors are in need of fans. It set a goal to have 600 fans donated this summer. Spokane Neighborhood Action Partnership also has a handful of programs geared to low-income households. Anyone can receive a free fan, and if you meet the income eligibility, you can receive an AC unit at no cost.
Families can't stay cool. It exacerbates people's medical conditions. Emergency room visits go up. Children have a harder time, right? So we all do better when it's cooler.
The Gonzaga Climate Center partnered with SNAP for a cooling fund to get more ACs and fans into low-income households.
President Joe Biden announced a more than $40 million investment to make sure everyone in the country has access to high-speed internet by the end of the decade. Of that, more than $580,000 will be spent in Idaho and $1.2 million in Washington. The president says the service needs to be affordable because he believes internet access is now a necessity.
School is out and screens are on. One pediatrician says it's time to find social activities that don't involve a screen.
Isolation can lead to a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety. It's human to want to connect with people.
Dr. Gina Robinson with Cleveland Clinic Children's Hospital says if you need help finding things for your children to do, ask your neighbors, your friends, or those at work or who work at the library for some ideas about what might be going on in your area.
During the peak of coronavirus in 2020, emergency rooms saw a drop in pediatric patients. A new study shows there was an increase in teens who were treated for mental health issues. Research done by the University of Calgary shows teenage girls were impacted the most. They believe the lockdown made it difficult to find support for those struggling prior to the pandemic. And despite the pandemic, the CDC says suicide rates have been increasing for the past decade. If you or a loved one is struggling with mental health and would like emotional support, you can call or text 988 at any time.
How Domino's will be able to bring you a pizza anywhere, even without an address. That's next on Nightside.
Later tonight on Nightline, why North Carolina is the new front line for the clash over abortion rights in the post-Roe era. And Harrison Ford returns for the 5th and final installment of the Indiana Jones franchise.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Take a day off, skip Mondays, and be water-wise this summer.
Wildfires can strike at any time. 4 News Now Fire Watch coverage keeps you safe.
Where a brush fire has shut down Highway 195.
4 News Now, alerting you, delivering crucial information when and where you need it to protect your family.
Multiple fires burning right now in both Washington and Idaho.
Tell us about the state of the fire right now.
When every second counts, count on 4 News Now, on TV and on the go with the 4 News Now app. That's what we mean when we say, expect more.
The new Miracle Blade World Class 2012 Professional Series is the best set of knives you'll ever own. The spectacular World Class 2012 Series, over a $300 value for just $39.95. But we're just getting started. We'll send you a complete second set of Miracle Blades for free. That's right, another entire set, a $300 value for free. Just pay shipping and processing. And we're still not done. If you're one of the first 500 callers, we'll send you 2 additional Miracle Blade World Class Slicers. That's an additional $80 value, totally free. Miracle Blade World Class is also guaranteed for life. We'll replace any damaged knife at any time for any reason for free forever. Over $600 worth of knives for just one payment of $39.95. Don't miss this opportunity. Call right now or just log on to miracleblade.com.
This is the Summer of Me. Featuring the summer of bonus episodes of MASH and the summer of all new episodes of Collector's Call.
Watch The Summer of Me over the air on MeTV 4.2.
You know, I love me some good GMA in the morning. Robin, George, Michael, and GMA. Now that's how you start your day.
Good morning, America. Yep, bring your friends. 4 News Now is brought to you by STCU Business. Partner up.
Thanks for staying up with us. Domino's is launching a new delivery service, and it doesn't require your address. The pizza chain is releasing its new Anywhere delivery service. The customer just has to drop a pin on their map, and the pizza shows up. Once the driver arrives at the destination, they use a visual sign on their phone to find the customer. The service is to start this summer when people might be ordering from a beach or maybe a park, and they don't have an exact address.
They just keep making it easier to eat pizza. That is, I wish they would deliver broccoli to me when I'm looking for a snack. Here are the number of 90-degree days we have had so far this spring. That's one of the ways that climatologists assess the heat of a season. However, a little misleading because here we are, May, we had one day, it was 90 degrees on the 20th of May. June, we've only had one day. We may get one more day. There is the potential for that. It's a bit of a stretch. We hit it 91 on the 7th, so we're just about where we should be. However, we've been running between 3 and 4 degrees above average for the month of June. This doesn't necessarily show that. It will be interesting to see how the rest of the summer pans out. We have had some long stretches of 90-degree heat. Keeping it right about average would be great. Here we go, our temperature trend. We do have that possibility to be up in the 90s by Friday, possibly even Thursday, but above average through the 7-day forecast. Our average high this time of year is in the 70s, tops out at 79 this time next week. We're keeping temperatures above average July 4th through the 10th. This from the Climate Prediction Center, with a slight chance of above average precipitation. I think we're going to be keeping that chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms going. It has been the hallmark of this spring so far, spring and early summer, I should say. It is summer. Pick of the night tonight. I love the perspective on this groovy shot from Andra Derrickson. She captured this image along Lake Pend Oreille in Sandpoint. Pretty sky. Again, just an interesting photo. I love it. Thank you, Andra. Aaron?
Chris, thank you. According to a release today from Realtor.com, the national median rent in May fell 0.5% in the past year. This is the first annual rent decline in nearly 3 years. Experts expect rent prices to continue this way into next year. The report stated the largest declines are in Las Vegas, Phoenix, the Riverside, and San Bernardino areas of California. Cities in the Midwest and Northeast, however, are seeing the opposite, with rent prices increasing.
In the submarine implosion that killed all 5 people on board, the wife and mother of 2 of the victims is speaking out for the first time.
The sentence, "we lost comm," I think that would be a sentence I would never want to hear in my life again.
A father and son were among the 5 on a mission to observe the Titanic shipwreck. Now the Coast Guard is convening a Marine Board of Investigation trying to determine exactly what went wrong. A submersible expert, Carl Stanley, says after he went on an experimental dive in 2019 in this sub, he exchanged emails with the late Ocean Gate CEO, Stockton Rush, expressing serious concerns.
I had very serious concerns. His entire system was not dialed in enough to the point where he should be offering trips to the public.
Stockton Rush was also on board the Titan when it imploded. Just a few days after being drafted into the NBA, a couple local players were formally introduced to their new teams. Coming up in sports, Alex Crescenti has more on how they're feeling after the best week of their lives.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Tin Roof.
Ain't nothing wrong with this house.
We just gave the attic over to a family of raccoons.
The raccoons keep the frogs away.
We have frogs?
Not anymore.
New Wednesday.
Moving into this house is an opportunity to change stereotypes about black people.
If we were interested in moving next to white folks.
Donald Faison guest stars.
Integration is a battle that must be fought with blood, sweat, and low interest rates.
Let's buy it. This is the perfect spot for the Black Panthers. Kim, they deserve it.
The Wonder Years. New Wednesday, 9/8 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu. One of the inland Northwest most extraordinary four-wheel beasts, the Honda SUV thrives in a diverse habitat. Equally comfortable in rugged terrain or roaming city streets at night, it can travel hundreds of miles on a small amount of fuel. Fiercely protective of its young, the Honda SUV is known by its distinctive markings, CRV, Pilot, and Passport, and can live happily for decades in any garage or driveway. Catch one now at your inland Northwest Honda dealer. Honda can handle it.
Hi, I'm Ken.
And I'm Donnie.
We lead the Advocates.
The Advocates fight for each of our injured clients. We take on big insurance and get big results.
We're both advocates, but we're very different from each other.
That's true.
I say potato, she says...
Potato.
Oh, I guess we're the same there.
Potato. Do people say that a different way?
Potato.
Who says it that way?
Never mind. Injured? You deserve an advocate.
Your Broadway wishes granted at Disney's Aladdin. Audiences and critics agree Aladdin is fabulous and extravagant. With unforgettable music and sensational dance numbers, it's exactly what you wish for. Get your tickets today and see for yourself the breathtaking spectacle that only Disney can deliver.
June 27th through July 2nd at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Visit BroadwaySpokane.com.
Well, it's been quite the week for many former college hoopers in our region. They went from NBA hopefuls to getting to live out their childhood dream. But now the real work is set to begin, making that final roster. And one player we know who's probably going to make that cut is Gonzaga star Julian Strother. He was officially introduced today as a member of the Denver Nuggets. While the defending champs got their first title off the back of some big men, they still need some shooters, and that's where Strother could really help them out. And while he's going to be one of those young guys trying to earn more playing time, he wants to model his game off another player from the region that had a similar path.
You know, seeing tall shooters, guys like Clay, have success in the league, you know, especially, you know, early on in his career, what got him on the court was defending. So just being able to focus in on my ability on the defensive end and keep growing that. So, I mean, there's plenty of guys, but tall shooters are all around the league are having great success right now.
And former Washington State Cougar Mohamed Gay was also introduced today as a member of the Atlanta Hawks. Gay was picked 39th in the draft by the Charlotte Hornets before being traded to Atlanta. And while the big man scored more than 14 points and 8 rebounds per game in this past season in Pullman, he knows he still has a lot to improve on in his game, and that starts with finding a way to score outside of the paint.
I think definitely shooting still kind of my main focus on offense, because in this level you got to be able to shoot, to space the floor. But I think just working on my game overall, I think I got a lot to grow, and I think I will grow in a lot of aspects too.
And in case you missed it last week, Eastern Washington University introduced the school's newest athletic director, Tim Collins. And while the university has seen a lot of success in recent years, it isn't without its challenges currently. One of those being the facilities on campus. Roos Field hasn't seen major renovations in more than a decade, and there are plenty of other Big Sky schools going out and building indoor practice facilities and expanding stadiums, all part of the arms race that we see in college athletics. But Collins, who has a background in fundraising, says it ultimately comes down to two things: how you serve your student athletes and the community.
And I think that's what we're going to have the opportunity to evaluate in the first 100 days is both of those pieces. You know, how are we helping, you know, our young people, and that we're really focused on their holistic development. But then two, what opportunities are we giving our community to come together and to celebrate here, for as an example, right? I mean, I'm looking forward to in September being here with 12,000 of our closest friends to be here to root on the Eagles.
Now let's head out to Seattle. The Mariners starting a 3-game series against the Washington Nationals this evening. Third pitch of the game, and it's going to be Lane Thomas rips this one down the left field line for the home run. And just like that, the Nationals have the lead. Not a great start for Luis Castillo. But to the fourth inning, Washington still with the lead. Eugenio Suarez with a deep drive to left that just stays fair. His 8th home run on the season, and we got ourselves a 1-run ball game. Later in the inning, 2 runners on, 2 outs for Julio Rodriguez. Just makes the contact. Good enough to bring home Ty France standing up. And he had quite a game, 3 for 3 to start the game for J-Rod. From there, Seattle will take the lead and not give it back as Colton Wong hits a deep drive to center. That looks like it's going to be a home run. Just off the wall, though. Good enough for an RBI double. And the Mariners go on to take this one 8-4.
And then really credit to our guys. You bear down, you got to have good at-bats, and we did a lot of good things on the offensive side tonight. Obviously, the situational hitting really good. I thought
Mariners will go for the series win and look to get back to 500 once again tomorrow evening as the rookie Brian Wu takes the mound for the M's. 4 News Now, we'll be right back.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica. The account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next.
If you don't pick one,
Am I keeping you from your job? Next. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you?
Your electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
It's time. Time to let your soul breathe a little, to feel the sun on your face, and to feel alive again. It's time to dust off the clubs, to treat yourself, and test out your lungs. It's time to get away to the place that's not so far away. Lakeside Coeur d'Alene. Find countless ways to play and stay in CDA at visitcda.org.
Welcome to Celebrity Family Feud, everybody. I'm your man, Steve Harvey. Funeral home lost the body. What they gonna put in the casket?
A horse.
Let's go.
Celebrity Family Feud premieres Sunday, July 9th on ABC and stream on Hulu.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Looks like it's about time to kick off the 4 News Now Float Club, isn't it?
Ah, yeah. I like that idea.
Get them out on the river. It's going to be in the 90s this weekend, above average temperatures all week.
Yeah, time for Alex to get rid of that farmer's tan.
Oh, no, I have a regular tan now.
Oh, okay.
I think I got one at Hoop Fest this weekend.
Or was it from playing pickleball there?
That could have been.
Yeah, I bet it was.
Well, we've heard about the Barbie movie that's coming out.
Oh, my gosh.
Now you can stay in a Barbie dream house.
Is that
Barbie
a real
fans.
house? No, that's true. That's
no,
a Barbie.
but this is a life-size Barbie Malibu dream house. This is real. You can stay in there to mark the release of the live-action Barbie movie. Ken is taking over the house, spelling his name in floats. He's gonna be putting things in the pool.
Oh,
I guess
man.
his own finishing touches. I don't know what he's gonna do. 2 winners will get an overnight stay on July 21st and 22nd, and you can bring a friend. This is crazy. Just go to Airbnb.com.
I want to do
What
that.
about the Oppenheimer house? I want to stay in that one.
No, the Ken house.
No.